Good afternoon. My research paper for research methods class is on policing in America. My name is Kaimani Ritz. I am a junior scholar, and I will be touching on policing in America and the increase in population in America. Um, so first, I would like to do an icebreaker. Does anyone know what the term policing means? I'll give you a second to answer that to yourself. Okay. So, if you know what the term policing is, do you know what mass incarceration is? Okay, to take a further step back, do you know what incarceration is itself? Okay, so here's my example. Policing is the maintenance of law and or by a police force. These are the activities carried out by law enforcement. Police officers are empowered to protect citizens. So police officers aren't here to make the community worse than what it already is. They're here to protect the citizens and, you know, make sure that there's no negligence to the community going on without having to make, negative terms with the community themselves. Um, they're empowered to protect citizens and ensure their safety as well as prevent crime and disruptive order. So I kind of just touched bases on that. Policing is not to catch criminals, it is to prevent crime. Again, like I said. So officers shouldn't be going out and accusing people of doing things. They should be trying to, make a connection with the community and make sure that the community can trust the local organization and police officers in the community. Moving forward. First, mass incarceration is uh, the overflow of incarceration in America or in the world. So, a little facts about the mass incarceration rate. In 2014, the United States had over 2.3 million prisoners. So that means that they had well over 2.3 million prisoners in the United States itself. Um, this equals up to about 25% of all prisoners worldwide. According to data from the Bureau of Justice Statistics, considering that the population at the time was estimated to be 331 million, this means that 1 in 145 people were incarcerated in America itself. Furthermore, according to the World Prison Brief, the incarceration rate in the United States is far higher than in any other affluent countries, with an approximate per capita rate of 639 per 100,000 inhabitants. Is incarceration racial? Racial imbalances within the criminal justice system have definitely long existed. African American men under the age of 35 comprise a disproportionate share of the country's incarcerated population. In the United States, African Americans comprise roughly 13% of the population, while over 33% of those African Americans were behind bars. According to the Bureau of Justice Statistics, being arrested at a rate more than 5 times greater than the white men are young African American men, and they are a particularly striking example of this overrepresentation. Additionally, discrepancies are significantly more noticeable for individuals under 35 in this demographic. The Sentencing Project's data indicates that nearly half of African American men incarcerated in state or federal prisons are younger than 35 years old, underscore the significant negative effects of mass imprisonment on this generation of black men. So, how can incarceration affect families? I first want to allow you all to ask yourselves, how do you think that incarceration can affect families? And I'll give you a few seconds to answer that. Okay, well, what I have is that the intergenerational repercussions of mass incarceration on families and communities are also highlighted by research. Adverse consequences such as academic underachievement, behavioral issues, and engagement in the criminal justice systems themselves are more common among children who have parents that are incarcerated. So, children who have parents that are incarcerated are more likely to, um, have behavior issues or not be able to gain the life skills that those with either one person or a two-parent home in their life. Children who have a family member incarcerated may become even more isolated and lose their sense of identity and belonging due to the stigma and shame surrounding their situation. So, statistics say that children who have a family member or a parent incarcerated are more likely to, not know how to connect with others or haven't been loved enough or shown enough love to be able to interact with other individuals in the world day to day. Um, Furthermore, since children of incarcerated parents face structural obstacles to achievement and social mobility, the cycle of incarceration can prolong integrational poverty and inequality. In order to support these vulnerable groups and lessen the long term effects of incarceration on people, families, and communities, policies and interventions targeting at addressing the experiences of families impacted by mass incarceration must take into account the experiences of these families. So, to sum that up, the rate of mass incarceration, reducing this, policies have been put in place to take into account the effect that incarceration has on not only the incarcerated but their families as well. How can the mass incarceration rate in the United States affect people mentally? Um, I would also like to give you all a second to answer this question as well. Okay, so taking care of the role that drug and mental health problems have in the criminal justice system is another essential component in lowering the incarceration rate in the United States. How can we lower mass incarceration rates? Furthermore, to lower the incarceration rate and promote positive outcomes for people as well as communities, it is imperative to support community-based initiatives that tackle the underlying causes of crime and incarceration, such as systematic racism, poverty, and limited access to opportunities for education and employment. It is possible to keep people out of all the criminal justice system altogether and foster safer, healthy communities by funding initiatives that deal with these underlying problems, such as job training, affordable housing, healthcare, and education. Lowering the incarceration rate in the U.S. necessitates a comprehensive strategy that tackles the underlying causes of mass incarceration and supports release. Um, Rehabilitation and reintegration as alternatives to jail, so parole, probation, rehab, and things like that can be alternatives to lower mass incarceration rates. The addressing of systematic biases within the criminal justice system and investment in alternative to incarceration, policymakers can strive towards the construction of a criminal justice system that is more equitable and just efficient, accommodating the requirements of all individuals and communities.